Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, you sit at the edge of your bed, and for just a moment, the room feels slightly off, not spinning violently, just unstable. Your hands feel colder than they used to. Your feet feel heavy, like they're slow to wake up with you. So you do what you've always been told is healthy. You reach for a glass of water, you drink it, you expect to feel better, but nothing really changes. Now here is what nobody tells you. After the age of 60, hydration alone is no longer enough. And this silent shift is affecting millions of people right now, without warning, without symptoms they recognize, and without most doctors ever explaining why. Tonight, you're going to understand exactly what's happening inside your body and how to fix it. If you are over 60 or even in your late 50s, this message is specifically for you, because what I'm about to share is not general health advice. This is targeted physiology, and it could quite literally change how your body feels starting tomorrow morning. Here is what happens inside your body. When you are younger, your blood vessels are flexible. They respond instantly to changes in pressure, movement, and demand. They expand when you need more blood flow. They contract when necessary. That flexibility is controlled by a molecule called nitric oxide. But after 60, three things begin to change at the same time. First, nitric oxide production drops, sometimes by nearly 50%. Second, your red blood cells lose some of their flexibility. Third, your blood plasma volume decreases slightly, making your blood thicker. That combination creates what I often describe as a physiological bottleneck. Your blood is harder to move, your vessels are harder to open, and your circulation becomes inefficient. This is why so many adults over 60 experience cold hands and feet, brain fog, especially in the afternoon, dizziness when standing, a heavy, tired feeling in the legs. The water is there, but the response is missing, and that is where the real problem begins. 5 hydration strategies. Number 5. The cold water constriction trap. This is one of the most overlooked habits. Cold water feels refreshing, clean, energizing. But here is what happens inside your body. When cold water enters your stomach, it triggers a mild vasoconstriction response. Your blood vessels narrow temporarily as your body works to warm the fluid. For a younger person, this is barely noticeable, but after 60, when vessels are already less flexible, this effect becomes significant. A study in vascular physiology found that cold fluid intake can reduce peripheral blood flow for up to 20 minutes. Now think about that. If you drink cold water 6 or 7 times a day, you are repeatedly triggering reduced circulation. I once worked with a 67-year-old man who complained of constantly cold feet, no major disease, no obvious cause. We changed one thing: water temperature. Within a week, he noticed warmth returning to his extremities. That is not a miracle. That is biology working the way it was designed. The fix is simple. Drink water at room temperature or slightly warm, especially in the morning. The good news is, this requires no medication, no equipment, no cost. Pro tip: add about 100 mg of magnesium glycinate to your first glass. Magnesium is essential for relaxing blood vessels, and nearly 70% of adults over 60 are deficient. Stop and think honestly. How many cold drinks did you have yesterday? Number 4. The most dangerous morning window. This is where the real danger begins. The first 30 minutes after waking. During sleep, your body loses fluid through breathing and subtle perspiration. By morning, your blood is slightly thicker. Not dramatically, but enough to matter. Now here is the mistake. Most people reach for coffee immediately, or they delay drinking anything at all. Both choices increase stress on your cardiovascular system, and this is not speculation. A major study published in the European Heart Journal showed that heart attacks peak between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. That is not coincidence, that is physiology. Now here is the opportunity. Green tea contains a compound called EGCG, which directly stimulates nitric oxide production. It also reduces a molecule called endothelin-1, one of the strongest vasoconstrictors in your body. I remember a 72-year-old patient who experienced daily morning dizziness. No clear diagnosis. We adjusted her hydration timing, warm water first, green tea 15 minutes later. Within 2 weeks, her symptoms improved dramatically. The fix: immediately upon waking. 12 Oz, warm water, wait 15 to 20 minutes, drink green tea with lemon. The good news is, this supports your body during its most vulnerable window. Pro tip: the lemon matters. Vitamin C helps protect nitric oxide from being destroyed. Be honest with yourself. What is the first thing you drink every morning? Number 3. The citrulline circulation. Boost. This one surprises almost everyone. Watermelon. But not for hydration, for circulation. Inside watermelon, especially the white rind, is an amino acid called L-citrulline. Here is what happens inside your body. L-citrulline is converted into L-arginine, then into nitric oxide. But here's the key detail. Unlike L-arginine supplements, which are often poorly absorbed, L-citrulline bypasses that limitation. It enters your system efficiently and supports nitric oxide production where it matters. A study in the American Journal of Hypertension found that citrulline intake significantly reduced arterial stiffness in adults over 60. I worked with a 69-year-old man who struggled with afternoon fatigue. He would lose energy around 2 p.m. almost every day. After adding this mid-morning protocol, his energy stabilized. Within weeks, the fatigue window disappeared. The fix. Blend fresh watermelon. Include some rind. Add water. Add a pinch of sea salt. Add lime juice. Drink mid-morning. The good news is, this is one of the most natural nitric oxide boosters available. Pro tip: the white rind contains the highest citrulline concentration. Most people throw away the most valuable part. Ask yourself, how often do you use food strategically for your circulation? Number 2, the inflammation. You don't feel here is what most people will never know. The biggest threat to circulation after 60 is not cholesterol. It is microvascular inflammation. Tiny blood vessels, becoming stiff, less responsive, and less efficient. This process is silent. You don't feel it directly. You feel the consequences: fatigue, brain fog, cold extremities, slow recovery. A study published in the Journal of Functional Foods showed that tart cherry consumption reduced inflammatory markers by over 30%. But here is where it becomes even more powerful. When combined with ginger, the effect increases. Ginger contains compounds that help blood vessels relax at the muscular level. I remember a 68-year-old woman who struggled with poor sleep and low energy. We introduced one evening habit: tart cherry and ginger. Within 2 weeks, her sleep improved. Within a month, her energy improved. That is not coincidence. That is inflammation decreasing. The fix: 6 to 8 Oz tart cherry juice, warm water, fresh ginger, a pinch of black pepper. Drink this about 2 hours before bed. The good news is, this supports both circulation and recovery during sleep. Pro tip: black pepper increases absorption significantly. Most people skip it. Think about this. Do your symptoms feel worse in the evening? Number 1, the nitric oxide synergy protocol. This is the most powerful strategy on this list, and it works differently than everything else. Inside your blood vessels, there is a constant battle. Nitric oxide is trying to keep vessels open. Oxidative stress is trying to destroy it. After 60, oxidative stress often wins. That is why simply producing nitric oxide is not enough. You must protect it. A controlled study published in Aging showed a 31% improvement in vascular function when nitric oxide production and protection were combined. Here is your protocol: 12-16 Oz warm water, magnesium glycinate, 1 tablespoon pomegranate juice, 1-2 teaspoon beet powder, a pinch of vitamin C. Each ingredient has a role. Magnesium supports relaxation. Beets provide nitrates. Pomegranate protects nitric oxide. Vitamin C prevents oxidative breakdown. But here is the detail most people miss. Hold the liquid in your mouth for 3 to 5 seconds before swallowing, because nitrate conversion begins in your mouth, not your stomach. Studies show up to a 40% increase in nitric oxide levels with this simple change. Then walk 10 to 15 minutes. Movement increases blood flow and signals your vessels to produce even more nitric oxide. Chemical support plus physical activation. That is synergy. I have seen patients report warmer hands, clearer thinking, and more stable energy within weeks. Ask yourself honestly, have you ever thought about how you drink? Not just what you drink? Here is your complete daily protocol. Morning. Immediately upon waking. 12 Oz warm water, 15 to 20 minutes later. Green tea with lemon. Next step. Nitric oxide drink. Hold before swallowing. Within 30-45 minutes. 10-15 minute walk, mid-morning. Watermelon juice, evening. 2 hours before bed. Tart cherry and ginger drink. A routine like this has been shown to improve vascular function by over 30% in controlled studies. You can start this tomorrow, not next week. Tomorrow. Cold water constricts blood vessels. Morning dehydration thickens blood. Nutrient deficiencies reduce nitric oxide. Inflammation damages microcirculation. And timing determines everything. Each one alone creates stress. Together, they create a perfect storm. This is not inevitable aging. This is biology you can influence. Your blood vessels have carried oxygen to every part of your body for decades. Every step, every memory, every moment. They have worked silently for you. Now they need support. Not complicated support. Not expensive support. Smarter support. Starting tonight. Starting tomorrow morning. If you want more science-based health strategies designed specifically for adults over 60, subscribe. Like this video so it reaches people who may not even know they are at risk. And in the comments, write, "I'm starting tomorrow." I read every comment, and share this with someone you care about. a parent, a partner, or a friend. You may never know whose life you protect. I will see you in the next video.